Hello, my loves, and welcome back to BehatiLife YouTube channel. If we're meeting for the first time, welcome. And for those of you that are old friends and family, welcome back. As you guys can tell by the title of today's video, we're going to be diving into the energy of the week ahead. Do know that these videos have a tendency to be timeless. I don't know why I drew a blank there. I do have the astrology chart pulled up. As you guys know, I love to reference astrology, especially while working with my intuition. But for the full astrological breakdown, Behati Love Notes is definitely something for you to check out. We have this stunning trine within the stars right now that I feel is very, really powerful. The trine is between Jupiter in Cancer with Mars and Mercury and Scorpio and Saturn retrograde and Neptune retrograde. This is a moment that acts as a birthing portal. So something new here wants to usher forward, wants to step forward, which we have been seeing. Definitely we've been seeing within the cards with the full the Fool card showing up. And so often, Queen of Wands has been showing up a lot lately. Two of Pentacles has been showing up a lot lately. I'm wondering what it is that you guys have been shuffling, pulling for yourself. These energies also are so faded, and I shuffled and pulled for that just yesterday. For those of you guys that are subscribed in to Behati Love Notes, there is this energy about fate and karma and things just unfolding the way that they are, and us just, I don't want to say having to accept it and go with the flow, but it just feels so faded in the way that is for our highest and greatest good. But sometimes when we're in it, we don't always see it. So I don't know if this reading is going to be an extension of that. I wouldn't be surprised because energy doesn't tend to shift overnight, even with the Tower card, which is another card we've been seeing a lot lately, which for those of you guys that don't know, connects to surprise. I'm going to keep my energy open and see what's up here as far as what messages are going to need to be shared with us this week. So that being said, go ahead and get cozy, get comfy, and let's dive right in. All right, my love. So as you guys can see, I did start to shuffle a few cards for us already. I'm going to continue to shuffle because I feel like there's one more that we're missing. I'm going to flip them over and then we're going to, there it is. We're going to confirm. All right. Oh my gosh. At the very bottom of the deck, we have Eight of Wands. So interesting, super telling. There's going to be a lot of speed and movement here this week. It's interesting that I feel so called to look at the bottom of the deck first in order to look at overarching energy. Things are going to fly by. There's going to be messages, communication, interesting developments. I am getting a strong sense as well when I was shuffling the last few, like the last week with the Tower card showing up. I do feel like there's going to be a surprise. I'm a little bit concerned, actually random. Jamaica is heavy on my heart and mind. And if you guys could pray and set intention for protection for Jamaica facing this category 5 hurricane. Oh my goodness. I have family there and our roots are there. So it's heavy on my heart. So I don't know if that's someone else here is living there, but I am praying for protection and setting, putting out into the universe that you remain protected. Also, Eight of Wands, this thing is coming in so fast with a lot of heat, a lot of fire, movement, messages. I'm not surprised to see this though, because even as I'm looking at the astrology chart at the time of me pulling these cards, we have Mars and Mercury pretty close. They're not exactly conjunct, meaning that they're not completely perfectly aligned on top of each other, but they're close enough that there's a lot of, I don't know if this is agitation. I don't know if this is will, like someone just so convinced, so enthralled is the word that's coming through. Something that they are locked in on, deeply locked in on, passionate about. And I don't see this energy of giving up, which is so interesting too, because at the very bottom of this reading, we also have the Devil card. The Devil card is the things that we are obsessed with, that we can't let go of, that don't let go of us. There's obsession, there's conviction, there's overcommitment, bonds. Someone here is either being driven by this shadow aspect or driven by their addiction, driven by their temptation, driven by their desire. This, I gotta flip the other cards over and see. Oh my goodness. 3 of Swords, 2 of Pentacles. At the top of the reading, 4 of Pentacles. Yeah, very, very interesting. This energy is not moving. It's not, it doesn't easily move. It stays in the way that it is. It's not changing. Even with the 2 of Pentacles, this is a card of movement, but it's like movement in status quo. The problem is that it just feels like this could be toxic. This could be draining, which is so interesting. 8 of Wands. So something here may be coming in. And like this, to me, this is giving conflict. This is giving someone asking something of someone when maybe they shouldn't. Maybe someone relapsing back into their old way. Even though 4 of Pentacles says that someone is not moving, it's like, to me, it shows a pattern. It shows a way that's how someone operates, or energy. The energy of how someone or something operates. This is not, I gotta be honest with you, this doesn't feel constructive. It feels like someone here may need to ask for help and they're refusing to do that. Someone here is operating from ego and it's calling the shots, and it's making a situation dramatically worse. Spirit, what is this referring to? Where are we at? Queen of Swords. I'm really getting a strong message here. Wow, this reading is interesting. I'm really getting a strong, excuse me while I switch my legs over. I'm really getting a strong message here that whoever this person is, or whatever this energy is, they were told the right way to do something, like the most appropriate or fair. Like maybe not right. Right is not the right word. The fairest way to do something. And it seems like someone is not following the rules, or respecting the boundary, or accommodating when they should. It's giving someone operating from ego, or they're just not, their potential isn't, they're not living up to their potential. They're choosing, people say they choose violence, and I don't actually feel like someone here is choosing violence, but I feel like that this energy is not operating at the highest frequency. Someone here may be succumbing to bad habits, which is really interesting. At the time of me shuffling, we do have the Sun transiting slowly through Scorpio, Mars transiting through Scorpio, Mercury transiting through Scorpio. This represents our shadow aspects. It represents the part of ourselves that we would oftentimes be better off releasing and letting go. But instead of letting it move forward. And do you guys remember? This is actually wild, because I think it was last week's reading, I was talking about like the bowels, and like how people kind of, and I'm sorry, but Scorpio also rules our bowels and like what we release. And it feels like someone is not energetically, they're not letting, they're holding on to something that they really need to let go of. Out of fear, out of desperation, out of survival. I'm also getting a strong sense here of watching the news. I just really feel like something here is going to crack. Something here is really going to crack. The news is going to reveal hardship, because someone is not willing to compromise. Someone is not willing to, they're too stuck in their own agenda. They're stuck in their own way. They're stuck in their what they want, how they see it. It's really not considerate of other people. If this is, or other people's well-being, this is like if someone is doing well, then they're not really considering other people, and this is going to do more harm. Way more harm than good. I'm surprised that the 5 of Swords isn't here. There's also 3 of Pentacles. Someone here is not sharing. Someone's not giving. Someone's not considerate. They feel like if this doesn't immediately impact me, then this just doesn't impact me. But the truth is that if one person's suffering, we're all suffering. In a personal life, someone here, you got to understand, someone here in their personal life, you have reached and gone above and beyond with how someone with a certain energy, I'll leave it at that, like a certain energy and what they are willing, capable of offering. If you know that someone is just choosing foulness, choosing to be foul, that is who they are. And you are going to need to see this and stop. You're going to want to choose not to interact and engage with this type of energy and this type of person. Also, how someone moves, especially with social media, how someone moves on social media and what they do and how they do it, that is a reflection of their own trauma. That is a reflection of their own shadow aspects that are clearly revealing themselves, or if not revealing themselves, that's what's calling the shots here. Do not feel, do not hesitate to separate yourself and disengage whenever you're watching this video. If there's someone who is picking a fight or someone who is negative, I would disengage. I would quickly remove myself from the situation. Not in a sense of fear, but in a sense of, this is you. I'm not getting in an argument with someone who is just choosing violence for the sake of violence. Like, I just feel like there's this need to kind of remove yourself quick. Someone here, oh my gosh, someone here is trying to be kind, considerate, thoughtful with someone who is not returning that same energy. And it's going to, again, do more harm than good. And you trying to overextend and be fair and compromise and show up, if it's not reciprocated, you are ultimately hurting yourself. And the reason why this message comes through so strong is that even if you're trying to be considerate of someone else's feelings or life or whatever, if it ends up hurting you in the process, the universe, the divine, your angels and your guides will not allow it to be, because you are just as equally as important as other people on this world. If you are frustrated, if you are carrying the burden, if you're carrying the baggage, then how is that fair? And for someone here, you have to learn the boundaries and to stop letting people get away with murder. You need to ask for what you rightfully deserve. The Eight of Wands is the card of communication. For someone here, if you are in a holding cell, this is so specific, but if you're in a holding cell, if you're in jail, if you are in trouble in some way and you cannot leave the situation, I don't see any grace or forgiveness being afforded to you right now, or to this person who is on your mind and on your energy. They have to account for their sins. This is like, oh my God, the word that's coming through is DUI. So if someone has been caught with getting a DUI or being pulled over and not given a DUI multiple times, now you're going to get arrested. And I don't even want to call that energy out, but yeah, 10 of Pentacles. This is not moving energy with the 10 of Pentacles, bro. When it comes to family dynamics, you definitely may see this in the family situation. This could be dealing with someone who is facing addiction or facing some type of energy that feels powerless to them, excess, 3 of Cups. This could be addiction, drinking, promiscuity. I don't like to call it that, but something that they would do better if there was a little bit more balance. They're going to have a hard time finding balance. It seems like they're choosing to stoop low. Or the stress and the pressure of everything, or the pain, is going to make someone relapse. It's going to make someone crack. Spirit, what? Girl. Yeah, help. I also heard help is on the way. Death. Yes, it's got to go. Sorry. It's got to go. This energy has got to go. This energy has got to go. I'm hearing Spirit saying, do not land. I'm getting an image of a plane, and they're just like, do not land. Do not land into this territory. Do not land into this. If you are traveling, especially with the 8 of Wands, if you're traveling into a country and you have it in your spirit, like, I don't know, ugh. yeah, maybe right this year is not the year. Disappoint somebody. Tell them that you got to reroute. I'll meet you guys next year. If you have it in your spirit, don't land. I hate to be so forthcoming but I do not like this energy. I do not like this energy. I'm more of a realist. But by being a realist doesn't mean that I look for negative. I just look for what is the message Spirit show me, and I do not like this energy. There's no way for me to paint this prettier. Collectively, globally, governmentally, politically, we have a problem. It has to do with, this makes sense now that I think about it, but it has to do with resources and excess and okay, how can we figure this out? We're not going to figure this out. So people suffer. 3 of Swords, Devil card, 4 of Pentacles, and the suffering stays, and it's coming in quick. To me, this is not worth the gamble. To me, this means that your decision is going to lead to a greater collapse. Do not let this be you. If you know, oh my God, I'm literally about to turn this camera off. I'm going to bring it back personal. Okay. In your intimate life, oh my God, guys, I just want to bring everybody in for a big group hug. If you know some situations here, clearly this situation feels like it can't be immediately fixed, right? If you are in this situation and it feels unfixable, if there is negativity, if there's in your corporation, let's say there's multiple firings, everybody's getting fired. I feel like you need to prepare to ask for help from family support. Ego thrown off to the side. This is, I don't want to say survival, but it's do not hesitate to ask for help. Because if let's say there's mass firings in your corporation and you're oh, that's okay, I'm going to have a severance package. This is when the severance package, for whatever reason, they're oh, well, the funds are run dry. And you're what? I worked with this company for 10 years or 20 years, or I'm retiring. What do you mean that was promised to me? And they're just can't help you. This is a problem. This is unfair. And this is where I get bent out of shape in the injustice of things. That's what I'm getting. And I know that for some people, and you guys know, I've been on here for a long time. And you guys know that when I get stuck on a situation or when the energy it looks like this, I know that the people walk away and they're just well, now I'm anxious. The intention is not to make you anxious, and maybe this doesn't apply to you. But to those who this matters to, this matters, and this feels life-changing. And I'm not trying to yell at anybody because to me, this isn't your fault. This is the compilation, is that the right word? Everything compiling together that is negatively impacting a person, people who are harmless. And I get annoyed because it feels like this could have been avoided if people would have just done the right thing. And that's what's pissing me off. And I don't like when it impacts family, friends, health, wellness, children. That's when it really... So what do you do? Ugh, gosh, I feel like there's more Spirit is trying to warn. So hold on, let me just shuffle. What is it? Number 1, don't take it personally. It's separation. Aw, Franklin just is snoring in the background. He's so cute. Separation. There's a lot of fated separation these days. I'm sure you guys are seeing it with Saturn retrograde, Neptune retrograde, Chiron retrograde, Uranus retrograde. Things that you thought were going to be set in stone and last forever are just big, huge question marks right now. This would have been unavoidable. If you, let's say you're having a hard time coming to terms with it and accepting a situation, I highly recommend therapy. No shade. I highly recommend therapy. And I understand. I have benefited so abundantly from therapy, breaking things down, helping me process, especially as a Virgo. I will fucking visit. You know, I will just keep toiling the soil until it makes sense to me. And then and only then can I move forward. But there's something here that is not aligning, like it's not coming together. And which is interesting because just last week, this is almost kind of like a counterpart. Let's say this is like love. Someone is released from something. Let's say they get a divorce or a separation, and then they kind of like their ex or whatever that was the reason why we're here, you know, pulls the same stunt and reels that person back in. So instead of them being able to take steps forward and move on, you know, to the person that is right for them, 18 on the clock, they kind of fall back and succumb, and the universe is like, damn it, you know, like, damn it, we're so close. And then this is giving 2 steps forward, 5 steps back. And what I don't like is how life-changing this energy feels. It's one thing, and that for me as a Virgo, not to keep inserting myself, but BFF Jess is in the chat here with us. As a Virgo, my intention is always to kind of patch and to repair and to assess the damage and to fix it. And to see this, I'm like, okay, this is hands off. Like, now I gotta roll away in my office chair and just be like, you know what? I'm gonna finish laundry, you know? And that's the part in life where it's just like, damn, like we can't fix this. Like, not if we're operating like this, not if you're choosing to do this, not if you're reverting back. And these are the moments in life where it gets hard, it gets difficult, and you have to say to yourself, this is not fair. I am a victim in this. I do not deserve this. I did not deserve this. And yet and still I have to walk forward as if it's okay. It's not okay. I will say for you, on your side, have your back. It's not okay. This sucks. If someone is traveling, Ace of Pentacles, there it is, bro. This card has been showing up a lot lately. If someone is traveling, again, if you feel, let me be so clear with you. If we are BFFs, right, and we have a trip planned, you and I, right now, together, and this is the reading that it is that we have. If I sit with you and I'm like, hey, honey, like, how are you feeling about this trip? You ready to go? And you're like, yes, I'm so excited. I'd be like, me too. Let's get coffee. Let's get our suitcases. I'm bringing this. We are getting on that plane and we are still going on this trip. If you have a hesitation and you're like, bro, there's a little bit of civil unrest here where we're going. I'm sure we'll be fine. Yeah, I had a dream last night and it kind of made me nervous, but I'm sure it'll be good. If that's the conversation that you're having, I'm telling you right now, do not get on the plane. Don't do it. Period. You don't need to know why. Like, so let's say the plane, I'm sure planes take off, land all the time. You get there safe. Bing, bang, boom. You get through customs. Great. And then you get pickpocketed to the hell up and down. Not funny. They take your passport and then you get caught up and somehow you can't get back. No, ma'am. This feels like a bigger issue that is outside of your control and you are a victim of the circumstances. And how can I, like, I'm sorry, but also, this is where I should probably also draw the line, but like, how can I help you fix this? I don't even know how to. Like, and this is where I'm like, ugh. If this is a relationship, this person is choosing to stoop low and let them. Even if this means that you have to vent and find ways to just process why they are choosing to stoop low, why they are choosing to hoard, why they are choosing to withhold, why they are choosing what they are choosing, let them. This is going to come back to bite them in the ass. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. If someone chooses to cheat or be foul or to whatever. Sorry, I'm looking at the news just now, the notifications for Jamaica. But if someone is choosing to just be, I have to tell you that an asshole is going to be an asshole, and there's nothing that you can do. Like, it's a character flaw. You know, that's a character flaw. That's a character trait. That's a person who is choosing to not do well. It has nothing to do with what you gave or what you didn't give. It's just what they've chosen. The devil card is here. It's their impulse. It's their choices, their decisions, what they've decided. The Lover's card ultimately reversed. It doesn't matter. It's what they're choosing. That is their character flaw. Maybe they'll be a better person in the future. Maybe they were a better person in the past. But right now, the character flaw is flawing, and you do not interact and get yourself caught in the web and take on some of their emotional burden or karma, make it your own because of their actions. And you're just like, what did I do? You did nothing. I promise you probably did everything right, and still it wasn't enough. These are the moments in my spiritual practice where I can't even, when you're working with karma, even like karmic, and you guys can agree with me or disagree with me. It is what it is. I'm just being totally 100% honest with you, that I do believe that sometimes we help. It's in our path and our purpose to help usher karma along. These are the moments where I can't even work the candle or fix the candle because I'm too emotionally invested in this. And when I'm working magic, you have to separate. For me in my practice, you separate yourself from being too emotional or emotional at all in order to work magic. If you're emotional, you don't work the magic because that shit will come back and bite you in the butt because you have invested yourself. Even if you're trying to direct it at someone to kind of even it out. And for those of you guys who are like, just why are you bringing this up? Because as a Virgo, and as a witch, as a practitioner, I want to fix. How do I resolve the energy? How do I help? Because this is really unfair. This is someone choosing to stoop low. These are the moments where I would have to, again, like no matter how I cut it, the advice is to take a step back. You even had the Four of Swords. I don't know where it was, but when I was shuffling, the Four of Swords came up, and it's just like, hands off for now, because this person is shooting themselves in the foot. And if they're holding the GUN and they're shooting themselves in the foot, you do not need to be in the room where something can ricochet off. I'm trying to censor myself because you know how YouTube is. Anything else, Spirit? Because this one, Four of Wands, directed to the home environment, security, safety, stability, contentment. We do not ever, root chakra does not get touched. Do not touch the root chakra. I don't mean physically, and I'm not meaning it like that. I just mean like, do not mess with the safety. Do not mess with the home. Do not mess with the roots, the foundation, the safety, the element, the family. Do not. Okay. Advice. This reading, I want to tell you guys, if you are clicking on this, it's meant to be timeless. This is a warning, and someone is meant to receive it right now, especially the way that I'm feeling as I'm shuffling the cards. This is such a direct separation from what I was doing earlier. Like, I was literally in my garden. Guys, I planted so many seeds and they're all growing right now, which is so nice. They're going to bloom. I'll show you photos when it happens. Which, by the way, follow me on TikTok if you are a TikToker. There's a lot of duplicate accounts, so make sure that it's actually me. I didn't realize that you could send, just kind of veering off for a second, I didn't realize that you could send messages on TikTok until yesterday. And I saw there was a bunch of messages that you guys sent. Thank you. I don't know if I'm going to respond to them right away, but if you are inquiring about the apothecary, which I've been getting so many emails, and I know, I'm so sorry, but you guys know I'm new mama here, so I've been being a new mom, and it's just been so awesome. And also the ritual boxes have really taken up a lot of my effort and energy. Beautifully though. Oh my gosh. And we've been on time, and I just don't want to put anything more on my plate that would slow down or anything. But I am going to open up the shop in small doses, probably once a month. So make sure that you are subscribed to my newsletter. Oh, and how I made that connection is because there was a bunch of people asking on TikTok for me to open like a TikTok shop or where can I shop, and I didn't have the answer, but always BehatiLife.com. All right, Spirit, what is the advice here, my loves? Please, 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 please. I'm so scared. This card jumped out. I don't want to flip it over. Can someone else get their tarot deck and just shuffle? I got chills. I got chills. Look at that. I don't know if you guys can see the goose flash. I just don't like this type of reading, but I'm glad that we're able to break it down so that you're aware. Someone else, if you would like to shuffle on this energy as well, please do. Dude, it's the same cards. Okay, this isn't bad. The advice. I would prioritize peace. Hold on, let me take a sip of water real quick. Did you guys drink water today? Are you hydrated? It's Mama Jess clocking in. Some invitations are going to need to be recanceled, rescheduled. Oh my God. I just heard someone's something is about to be repossessed. Someone's taking something. I hate this. I'm so sorry. But if this is like financial, right? Damn it, like bills are piling up. Someone's about to lose something here. I'm hearing don't fight for it. Like look for a different way. It is giving car. I also saw the Chariot card. Someone's seeing someone's car or something. Or this is also travel. This is staying put. This is not. Again, this is if you feel it in your bones. Like, oh, I don't know about this. Or let's say you have a schedule, like a party that you're like planning on going to, and you heard that there's like conflict and drama between, just don't show up. Just be like, yeah, sore throat. I'm going to send you the gift afterwards. You're not going to regret it, I promise you. Stay put. This message will not apply to everyone in the same way. Yeah, you're going to hear something about excess. You're going to hear people, like something coming together, how this impacts others. Like, this is not impacting one person. This is something that impacts the vast majority. Someone here is, I don't know why, I'm smelling like sushi. And that you are encouraged. That's cute. You are encouraged to treat yourself. This is so interesting. Like, let's say something is getting repossessed, but I just see you treating yourself because you're just like, you know what, fuck it. At this point, like, I feel you, dog. Sushi on me. It's okay. Someone here might also partake in the devil's lettuce, if you will. And Spirit is saying good. It's medicine. That is a specific message to who it's for. Yep, Hangman. It's okay. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Why is it okay? Sometimes it's reminding me of Buddhism and like kind of letting go of our possessions and the things that it is that we value. Page of Pentacles. What we value is shifting and changing. Your perspective is shifting and changing. What is important is shifting and changing. It will all even out in the end. If someone here owes you something, you don't even need to go looking for it. You can state what is yours. State what they owe you, and it will come back to you in some form threefold over. Like, I'm getting the number 3. If you've been seeing, I'm also seeing the number 717, 717, 777, 7177, like variation 707. It's going to come back to you. If your conscience is pure, if your conscience is clear, and someone is avoiding you or someone is mistreating you, if someone is talking crap, gossip, you don't even need to clear your name. It will reveal itself. Or the weight of what is happening pales into comparison to how this is going to negatively impact a person who is directing it at you. So let's say, right, let's go back to the original message or original metaphor. And the message that is that I heard, like, let's say a corporation is hiring a bunch of people. Firing a bunch of people. And they get rid of all of these employees to replace them with, I don't know, someone who, like teenagers or something, like to all these people have been here for years. And they're just like, oh, okay, we don't have the money to honor your retirement thing and whatever, which is probably illegal, right? I don't know. I'm just guessing. And then they replace them with people who are younger or need jobs. The company and for the time being, they save buku money. But within 3 years, I promise you that whole place is going to come crashing down. Lawsuits, scandal, craziness. And you are going to be so happy that you were not there for the crash. And I'm seeing lawsuits, I'm seeing legal, and I'm seeing retribution. So instead of you get a bigger payout somehow, I don't say that you don't need to fight the fight, but it's like eventually, and I know, because some of you guys will be like, Jess, karma doesn't always. I know, I'm with you. And that's why, sometimes we gotta, but eventually, I promise, it's this evens out. I'm really getting a strong sense here that there's a bigger downfall than someone was expecting, someone was planning. To get away with murder now means that you're gonna have to give what's owed later. I'm also getting a strong sense of community. I'm getting a really strong sense of, and this person knows Nine of Swords. And if you are the person that is doing this and being sneaky, cheeky, you need to, I don't want to say repent, but you need to figure this out, because it is going to come and get you and bite you in the ass bigger than the offenses that you are doing now. I'm getting a strong sense here of community and community standing behind someone, or protecting someone, or covering, or lying, like covers up, or making excuses, or not holding someone accountable. And you gotta know that you're doing more harm than good in this situation. If you're trying to protect this person, especially if it's a male, if you're trying to protect this person, or someone who is a leader, someone who is calling the shots, someone who is not dictator, but like dictating something. These people who are hoarding around this person and kind of protecting them, shielding them now temporarily, you're setting this person up for failure. You're actually feeding them to the lions. Not now in this moment, because right now it looks good. But underneath it all, there is a huge downfall. There's the community right now. The family dynamic. You can't, there it is. Lover's card. Look at this. Reversed. Emperor. All of these cards are reversed. If there is a community, family, something rallying around a person, making sure that they do not be held accountable, you don't even realize it now. You are feeding this person to the wolves, and they are about to get ripped limb from limb. And I'm telling you, it looks so good. The icing in the moment, it looks so good to come together and all hate. Or I'll have a general until. Mark my words. Mark my words. I haven't seen a reading like this in a long time. Maybe it is this trine. Maybe it's this. I just looked at the astrology charts. I think it's this trine. And this goes to show you that sometimes. Oh, I just dropped this card. You guys are probably seeing my ponytail. Just randomly. It just goes to show, like, what I've been saying, what I've been teaching, and I need to open up an astrology school. Guys, the time of it all. But we'll see. I'll speak to Spirit about it a little further. But it just goes to show that trines, people see them as like these positive. Oh, it's a trine. It's going to be so positive. It's going to be so good. What it is a door. What that door opens up to, depends on your actions, depends on your fate, depends on your astrology chart, depends. Just because it's a trine and it shows that everything is easy and effortless and opening up doesn't mean that it's going to be, oh, cupcakes and cookies. It could, but it could also. This is why it's important that you have a relationship with the divine. It's important that you're using your journal. It's important that you're praying protection. If you are staying prayed up, as I have been asking you guys to be, and working your magic and going to your altar and not sharing all of the the ins and the outs. Do you guys remember one of the last readings when I was like, be real mindful of the monitoring spirits, who are watching and why are they watching? You got to remove those energies out, especially now. Spiritually, there's a lot going on. Anyway, Ivy. I love this name, Ivy. Stretch and explore. To me, when I see stretch and explore, I'm seeing explore a different option. Being flexible, control and discern. This is you knowing when to not, having the discernment to know, okay, this is for me or this isn't for me. I do not need to engage. I don't need to fight this fight. I don't need to fight this battle. My ancestors are fighting this battle for me. And that's where you up, because when you include, because the family dynamic is here, when you include those who have passed on, who are watching something happen here and see it as an injustice, good luck, good night. You don't even need to pick up the sword to fight your battles when you have your angels, your guides, your ancestors watching and seeing things unfold. And that pain will stretch further than your words and your voice alone. All you had to do was go to your altar, work your magic, and bing, bang, boom, watch it all fall down. Spirit is about. Spirit is about. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I am going to switch and I'm going to go shuffle and pull for those who are subscribed to my smaller community, Behati Love Notes. They get the intuitive readings throughout the week as well as astrology. Sorry, I'm giving myself a good little scalp scratch. I took out my braids. You guys know that feeling. Or maybe you don't, but when you scratch your braids or scratch your scalp after taking your braids out, oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good for the crown chakra too. But for someone here, if I were you, I would get my journal and I would remind myself of how protected I am, right? And I would say, I would write a prayer. I would write the prayer, the intention, and just say to my angels, my guides, my ancestors, if you see something, or this is my battle, this is what I'm dealing with, this is what is stacked against me, this is what I've asked for, this is what I received. Be honest and just be like, help. This is what is due, this is what is up. And instead of me fighting this, I'm going to give over the control to you to help fight this battle for me. Not only do I want you to confront and fight and tackle down that which I can see, I want you to take care of the things that it is that I can't see, the things that it is that I don't hear, the things that you protect me from hearing, but you know are being said. Take care of it and handle it full. And watch how the cards and the chips start to fall moving forward. Good luck. Good luck. So I'm going to go head off and shuffle and pull for Behati Love Notes. They have this trine that we need to talk about. We need to break it down. There's also, with these retrogrades and Pluto now being direct, I know it sounds like a broken record, but we need to be reminded of the power, the sheer transformation that is happening here and how to apply it in your life. Also, Jupiter is directly conjunct the vertex point in Cancer. This is that excess, the family dynamic, the home, the hearth that we are seeing. we are also seeing the square between, oh my gosh, category 4 right now, bro. Okay. We're also seeing the square between Jupiter and Chiron in Aries. This is that new beginning, and why this is so important that you heed its advice and where and how you need to apply its energy and its magic into your life. And we need to talk about someone here, the energy right now, or the how easy it is to get tripped up and to fall oftentimes in Scorpio season, especially if we're holding on to things or if we're trying to step forward and protect someone from dealing with their own karma. This is another thing that you got to release, is this, sorry, I just kicked the thing, but the desire to trying to shield someone from dealing with what is it they have to. They don't learn, but they gonna learn today. I'm not laughing at the situation. It's just very clear within the cards. So keep me posted, my loves, on how this shows up for you. Moving forward, I'm pretty sure all of the ritual boxes for November are out. For those of you guys that reserved invisibility oils, very important magic, by the way. Those that paid the invoice, you guys are next to go out. I just needed to get the monthly boxes out on time. You guys are next. And then we are going to actually move into Divine Union, which I love for the month of December. I really, truly do. We are going to really break into love. And then I'm believing that for January, February, and March, I'm going to be working with the energy of the moon more than specific energies, right? Like love spells, invisibility, protection, ancestors. It's going to be more lunar inspired, because I feel it. I really feel it called, and that's what Spirit is asking me to do for those 3 months. So do keep in mind for that. Those are going to be very unique blends, and I will not be sharing them in excess. Like any extras, I won't be sharing them with the collective. If anything, I'll be saving them. Anytime when it's a lunar oil, new moon or full moon, I love the energy of the moon, and there's no way that you can recreate it, so I don't replace it. For me, that's something that I just won't miss on. So the links for that are down below. The cards that I'm working with are linked in my Amazon storefront, and I'm pretty sure that's all the news that it is that I have for right now. I think so. Until then, you guys, thank you so much for allowing me to connect and channel with your energy. I'm going to cleanse my energy a little bit before I move on to Behati Love Notes, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.